UK clubs need tsunami of Berlin-style phone bans. Berlin-style phone bans. It's a 68-year-old raver who was filmed dancing in a nightclub without his consent, which led to a spate of abuse, is calling for a tsunami of filming bans in venues. Michael Peacock, you old cunt. Get out of the clubs, man. You're too old for this anyway, man. You should be getting bullied for being in the club at that age. I'm not going to lie. I think you should move on and do other things. Maybe go behind the scenes or something. But being on the dance floor at that age, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let it go. Michael Peacock was filmed dancing in Fabric, London in December 2023. Unbeknownst to him, the video was posted online and led to dozens of offensive comments within days. On the 6th of September, Lakota in Bristol and Warehouse Project in Manchester officially launched their first club nights in which filming was banned, an approach that popularized in Berlin. Mr. Peacock told the BBC, "I've noticed this year the tide seems to be finally turning, but I don't want it to be a tide. I want it to be a tsunami of UK venues going phone free." Okay, first of all, off the cuff, you know, being filmed without your consent in a nightclub can be annoying, especially if you're from Europe, especially if you're from Amsterdam, you're from Berlin, where all that stuff doesn't really happen, right? But obviously in places like, you know, the UK and other parts of Europe, that's a prevalent thing. Everyone just has their phone out. So I get why he's kind of annoyed, because if someone didn't get their phone out, he wouldn't have gotten, you know, taken a piss out on social, because no one's really going to say what they say on social to your face. You know, no one. Even though the people were thinking what they were thinking around you, they're not going to say mean comments. You're only going to get high fives. You're going to get people congratulating you, happy for you, da 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 da. Me personally, I sometimes think, and in life, I sometimes think, bullying is necessary. Bullying is sometimes be a good thing, especially for men. I think men benefit from bullying way more than women. Women probably, you know, don't handle it too well. It's not really constructive. It can lead to very bad circumstances and endings. But I think men sometimes need to be bullied. They need to be kind of shamed out of doing their nonsense bullshit behaviors so that they can correct course and go the right way. That's what I personally think. And I personally think if you're a 60-year-old man and you're raving, I think there's something wrong there. I think there's something amiss. If you're still out there, like this guy, he's putting glitter on his face. He's out, you know what I mean? You're kind of, you know, you want to be seen. You got your top off. You're hanging, having a good laugh. I don't know, man. I think most of us, myself included, are, I wouldn't say burnt out, but, you know, you kind of done everything, right? I've been to all the fucking best clubs. The only thing I haven't been to is probably all the best festivals, but I've been to all the best clubs in the world, literally. I've been to all the best fucking club nights. I've seen all the best DJs play. You know, even I'm getting somewhat burned out, even though I've got the passion for it still and I DJ myself, even I'm not out as much as I used to be. So for somebody to be 68 years old and still out there, no matter if you're getting on it or you're not getting on it, I just think it's a little bit losery. I don't know. I just think it's a waste of time. I think, you know, you don't have that much time on this earth. You should be maybe, you know, cherishing the last few years you have on this planet, you know, not to be mean or anything, but he's 68, and you should be maybe focusing on other things, really and truly. I know raving brings you joy and he's being free and I get it, but there has to be an age where you leave the dance floor. There has to be an age where you leave the dance floor. And you don't have I'm not even saying you have to have a family. I'm not even saying you have to get married. I'm not even saying you have to settle down, because I don't even believe in those traditional notions, right? That idea that that's the only way to kind of, you know, become an adult or to live like somewhat of a fulfilled life. You don't even have to do that. Just find other things to occupy you. Just find other things that bring you pleasure, other things that make you feel worthy, other things that make you feel worthwhile, other things that help you contribute, other things that give you a sense, a reason to live. If your reason for living, like, even for me, if my reason for living was to go into dive bar, which I loved going to, right? RIP Alibi. If my reason to go out was still going dive bars, I would be questioning myself too, you know? I wouldn't be happy with myself too if I was still having that identity of like walking up and down fucking Dawson, Kingsland, going to the same bars, hanging at the same. It's like, brother, there is also an aspect of it as well. Like, make room for the kids, man. Make room for the kids to be themselves. Like, there's nothing worse than being a young person, because I've been that person. When you're a young person in your club and you feel like there's all the olders are still there, still holding on, not letting go. There's nothing worse than that. Like, please leave the club, leave, go somewhere else, find a new hobby, get a dog. I don't know, start learning learn how to juggle, learn how to fucking, I don't know, yo-yo, play chess or something, draw, whatever, knit, do something else. Like, step out of this place, let us have our room, because it's a bit hard to enjoy ourselves when we got fucking granddad there in the corner peering over. Do you know what I mean? Granddad in the corner fucking pulling at our fucking harness. asking us questions about our boots. Like, allow it, bro. Get other hobbies. I'm upset for him because no one needs to be fucking exposed on the internet and, you know, mocked and shit. But I think men need bullying. I think it's a good thing to kind of make you consider things, because there's a time where he's probably living and not really aware of how he's being perceived or how he looks and shit or what, you know, whatever. Sometimes you need someone to say, hey, you know, you look a bit nuts here. You don't need to accept it, but it's just good somebody saying, you look a bit nuts. You look a bit nuts, reconsider. But hey, what do I know? Let's consider the article. Mr. Peacock, who lives every day as a barefoot walker in Blackheath, London, again, there's his problem, said being fit changed everything for him. My heart sank. It was really horrible, really vile. There was quite a lot of homophobic undertones. If there was homophobic undertones, I'm sorry for him for going through that. That's not cool. But I still think, homosexual or not, being in a club in your 60s is not it. Don't care who you are. Women, man, homosexual, straight, they, them, other, whatever you are, I think being in a club in your 60s is not it. We're looking at DJs, right? We're looking at people like Sven Var. We're looking at people like fucking Solomon. We're looking at people like Ben Klock. We're looking at people like fucking Nina Kravitz, and we're like, oh my God, you're old. If they're old and they're in their 40s, some of them in their 50s, he's 68, about to be 70. And my man's like, oh, I'm not, bruv. Like, I even don't mind the barefoot stuff. I'm okay with the barefoot stuff. Like, go with the barefoot stuff, because I think, you know, really and truly, our feet are kind of encaged prisons, really, wearing shoes. Especially nowadays with the advent of the popularity of really thick sole shoes, well, our feet shouldn't be so confined. We should be having our feet free to kind of traverse the ground everywhere, build up calluses, strengthen the arch, you know, get rid of plantar fasciitis. So actually walking around barefoot is fucking sick. I saw some clip the other day of somebody took a video clip of people in Australia somewhere, and everyone walks around barefooted. I think that's fucking amazing. Because I remember there was a time back in the day when I was really getting into my running, and I was kind of, you know, researching a lot of stuff about barefoot running and shit. And I remember somebody saying, yeah, you should train barefoot on the grass, but you should also walk around barefoot to kind of, you know, strengthen your foot. And back then I used to have really bad plantar fasciitis. And I swear to God, I think because of that time I was wearing zero drop shoes, which are essentially running shoes that don't have a drop, that are basically 1 millimeter, I think, or 0.5 millimeters across from the heel to the forefoot. There's no like massive foam bit at the heel. They're all like one level. So they kind of feel like, you know, you're wearing sandals or something, right? Or flip-flops. So they're really good. Because I ran in zero drop shoes, and because I trained sometimes with my bare feet, and there was a one time only, I walked out of my house and I walked around barefooted. I remember how fucking weird the looks I was getting for people. But I legit think that period really helped to strengthen my foot and got rid of my plantar fasciitis. So I don't have a problem with the barefoot walking. I think probably more people should walk barefoot. Maybe barefoot in London's a bit difficult, especially with all the gunk and shit everywhere. Maybe you'd be better off wearing, like, you know, 5-finger shoes, Vibram shoes, to kind of, you know, mimic the feeling of being barefoot, but also giving you that protection. But in general, being barefoot is far less losery than being a 68-year-old raver, in my opinion. If you're 68, open a club, you know, start an agency, open a bar or something, whatever, but you shouldn't be on a dance floor. Come on, man. It made me realize that once someone says here, it made me realize that once someone films you, you have no control over where it goes, and how it's used. The incident happened more than 2 years ago after Fabric implemented its photo and film ban, which Mr. Peacock said has been much stricter since. He said phone-free venues are such a wonderful experience. A phone can't replicate some of the greatest experiences of my club lifetime. None of them have been recorded. A venue saying that it's no phone policy already tells us something about the crowd that they want. Also, by taking a photo, you're destroying the moment as you're documenting it. My motto is music, not your phone, is the answer to your problems. Keep on moving. What? Music? Okay, I guess if music's important to you, it's the answer. If it's not going to be the answer. So that's a bit dumb to say. But overall, I don't agree with like the crowd. If you have a no photo policy, it means it actually attracts a different crowd. I think what it does when you have a no photo policy is that it encourages good behavior from the crowd that's already there. That's what I think happens. I don't think if you have a no photo policy, it attracts a certain crowd who are more well behaved. No, they're just better behaved because they're conscious of not being on their phone, because that's one of the rules. And if you get caught with it, you're going to get chucked out. And the places that implement it strict, that have a strict policy behind it, they're the ones that are, you know, at the top. Berghain being a good example. There's a fucking Telegram group. There's a fucking Telegram group that I'm a part of that I'm pretty sure snitches on people that post pictures on berghain inside. You know, that's how fucking strict they take it. So imagine all that sort of stuff. That shit works, and it fucking works. And if I'm not mistaken, they also auto delete the messages. I've got it here. Yeah, it auto deletes. I think it's called photographers in berghain. It auto deletes all the messages in fucking 1 week too. Absolutely fucking incredible how that fucking works out. So big up them. But I also think it's difficult here because our attitude just isn't the same. We don't have the same attitude around fucking no phone policy. It just doesn't ring the same way as it does in other places. I think we just, it's going to take us time to get in that kind of lane, but we're slowly getting there. Some clubs are implementing it. Warehouse Project over there in Manchester, I think they're doing it. So they big up them. That's a big deal. That's a massive space. Whether or not they're going to be policing it on the, for lack of a better term, on the dance floor, it's going to be hard on the inside. But the fact that they're implementing in the first place is important. Maybe it's going to lead to some better behaviors on the dance floor going forward. Lakota became the first nightclub in Bristol, it says here, to ban filming, to create space where people can really be present in this Moon Club. The club, anyone who repeatedly flaunts their policy will be asked to leave. That's the main bit, as I've mentioned before. The no follow policy was a real success. Aside from the couple of isolated cases, we didn't see any phones on the dance floor at all. Those few people were very understanding and corrected their behavior straight away when asked politely. Mr. Peacock, who's invited to the club's opening night, which was a 60th birthday, said it was a 1980s vibe, authentic rave. The approach is being followed by clubs across the country, world, and including Ibiza. Okay, let's actually check that out. I want to see Lakota. I never heard of Lakota. What's Lakota, Bristol? Let's see what I want to see what the inside of it looks. I'm sure they have no picture, but let me see what the vibe is. I've never heard of Lakota. Spirit of Bristol since 1992. Okay. That's the thing. When I think of Bristol, I don't really think of clubs. I think of bars. They've got some of the best breweries and gastro pubs, I guess, in the country, bro. It's so fucking good. Going on a pub crawl over there on a beer run is so great. Let me check out some clips on here. There's people playing, right? Oh, did they? They filmed one of those F2 things. Really? Those clashes they do between DJs. Who's this? What's that? What's Crewcast? Crewcast. Who the fuck is Crewcast? Look at all these dope little platforms popping up. This is fucking sick. Crewcast is the bass and music parties. Ah, okay, cool. Because I'd imagine that's what they're into, right? Around there, they're into their drum and bass and all that shit. That's probably why I'm not aware of it. Because drum and bass for me, I kind of moved on for that. I'm not gonna lie. That was something I used to listen to back in the day, but it's a bit one-dimensional. But let's listen to this. 6 unmissable drops from Crew Crash Bristol.
If you're talking the hardest, born on road, you don't know that's my darkest.
She said when she got here.
He said nothing, she never arrived.
Man, it all sounds the same. That's probably why I stopped listening to it. It all kind of sounds the same. It sounds good, but it all kind of just sounds the same. But big up Lakota still for putting that shit on. Let's see what else they got in here. This is new pictures of the inside, I'm assuming, right? Moon Club opening night. Here it is, Bristol's newest venue. So what's Moon Club? There's 2 different places. Okay, there's a place called Moon Club. What's this? Here's a new venue, Bristol's Moon Club. We've been busy remodeling the space, and tomorrow we'll be opening the doors. Brand new booth, reactive lighting, and an immersive acoustic system. 10 tickets left online. Okay, never heard of this. Oh, it's got a cage. The booth has got a cage. I don't mind that, bro. That's kind of nice. That kind of makes it feel like animalistic. Feels like you're a caged animal in there, dropping the beats, Big bars on the dance floor too with the lights, a bar in the back. Yeah, I like that. Just massive room to dance in. Is that a wooden floor? I don't know. If that's a wooden floor, it'd be good for acoustics as well. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. So a place called Moon. What's this fun night for? Riot party. They're the riot party. I think it's a kink rave most likely, right? So this is okay. They've got the right people there. They had a kink night going on there too. Looks like a fucking vibe. I ain't mad at that in the slightest. What else do they have going on here? What's this, Bristol video?
Can't really sleep here, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought you said Premier Inn, like, this ain't Premier Inn. There's no Premier Inn, so I think we're gonna have to sleep on park bench or something. Yeah, what? Can't really sleep here, do you know what I mean?
That's pretty funny. And then what else? Here's the no photo policy thing. Moon Club no phone policy. First, music first, real atmosphere and crowds that make the night. From the very start, filming on the dance floor is off limits. Keep the phones in the bar. And for the smoking area in the crowd, it's all about being here in the moment. The build is flying and along, and we're counting down the opening party in September. It's kind of wild that we need to be told this, isn't it? It's not great, in it, that we have to be told to not use our phones, but it's just funny. It's just really, 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 really funny that we're unable to behave correctly on the dance floor. They have to implement rules, strict rules, and if you don't follow them, you get kicked out. And it's like, okay, cool. Look at somebody already disagreeing with the policy. Let's see what's their point here. Someone disagreeing with a no photo policy. Who's this person? Big up. Who's it? Amy Kilner, right? Amy Kilner. Amy Kilner says, don't get me wrong, I love the thought behind this, but my bread and butter income comes from designing venues and show visuals. When the audience films the content and shares it, it helps both the brand get a larger audience as well, as it selflessly keeps my food on the table. I'm always going to be pro phones as it helps the industry, in my opinion. Oh, I'm not so sure about that, babe. That's or my dear, or my designer, whatever. Maybe I shouldn't be saying those type of things, but you get what I mean. I think she's wrong. I think once you give the place visuals, you do, like if somebody commissions her to design some visuals or design the club venue and shit, that's where your job is done. Once you deliver the final design, once you finish the build, once you deliver the fucking deliverables, I think your relationship with that club is ended right there. They don't have to post what you did on social, nothing. What you did is what you did. You can post the pictures yourself and put them on your social media feed, but it's not up for people. It's not people's responsibility to market your services or your skills. It's not making any sense. It'd be nice if that was the case, but if that's the case, I don't know, design for festivals, because you're gonna have a ton of people there who are gonna be outside taking pictures and shit. But I think to expect clubs to do that is just a bit nuts, and to kind of be against the phone ban on the dance floor because of that is also a bit nuts, because they're not saying you can't use your phone in the club at all. They're saying just don't use it on the most places aren't saying don't use your phone in the club. They're saying don't do it on the dance floor. When we went to Amsterdam that time to go see Dixon play in that club, that's what they said to us in Amsterdam. They're like, hey, no flash photography, no fucking using your phone on a dance floor, please. Just, be considerate of people around you. That's it, really. If someone doesn't want to be in a photo, just kind of, move away. That's it, really. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Just don't film people that don't ask to be filmed. And obviously, don't keep the flash on and blah, blah, blah. But they can still maybe take some picture of what you did from behind and from whatever, and it could be shared. But I don't think it's their responsibility, to be honest. But hey, I could be wrong. And also, once you delivered your deliverable, what they don't owe you shit. You know what I mean? But hey, from there, too often dance floors are lit up by phone screens instead of people connecting with each other and the music. We want Moon Club to be a place where the focus is on the experience. We believe in creating a space where everyone feels comfortable letting go. You know what's really good about this too, by the way, going forward? It's going to encourage good behavior around the world. And it also, what it's going to mean is that you're going to get far better tourists, far better gringos, especially us, because we don't travel well. Right? Us UK people, we don't travel well. When we go abroad, we tend to kind of cause a bit of a ruckus. So I think it's a good thing going forward that we're going to be, we're going to be somewhat tempered, We're going to be somewhat well behaved. We're not going to be out here causing a fucking ruckus. We're going to be out here well behaved and used to, we're going to be used to doing the right thing, I think that's very, 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 very important. But hey, what do I know? Continue there. Our in-house team will film and photograph certain nights, and the content will be shared on Moon Club socials. That way you can relive the moments without missing them in the first place. This approach puts Moon Club alongside a growing number of clubs and international nightlife spaces that are rethinking phone use. By keeping screens off the dance floor, we're joining a shift towards more immersive, connected club experiences. But to be fair also, let's be honest, like berghain does it better because when you go berghain, they tell you off. They give a strong warning like, hey, if you use your phone in a dance floor, you're out. You know? I think that's also very important. They give you a strong, stern warning. Don't use your phone. If you use your phone, you're fucking out. So I think that's also important, not just a suggestion. Like I feel like even Fold do a good job, but if I remember correctly, when you go Fold, they usually pass down stickers down the line, and then you put them on your phone yourself, and then when you get to the front, they check it. But I think they should physically take your phone, they should put the sticker on there, you know? Like, hey, don't fucking take pictures, you know? And give it back to you. So that kind of creates a little bit of attention. If you kind of feel like someone's watching you, as opposed to, no, you put your own there, look after yourself, the community, you know? And people just take the piss anyway. But I could be wrong. Last slide, we thank you for your understanding. The building of the new space is underway. So yeah, big up Lakota. Lakota's out here doing the right thing, it feels like. Lakota, what's this place called? Moon Club, right? This new space is called Moon Club. It's not open just yet? I don't think so, but it'll be open soon. The club, anyone repeatedly flaunts the policy will be asked to leave. Aside from a couple isolated cases, we didn't see any phone use on the dance floor. Mr. Peacock, who was invited to the club space and 60th birthday, Manchester warehouse project banned filming in its concourse section of the club, with people required to place a sticker provided by staff. Really? That's good. What's that warehouse project, right? Let's check out warehouse project. That's a big space, so I guess they can't do it in the whole place, right? That's a big fucking space that they're trying to do all of that stuff with. Let's see. Did they have a post here about the fucking phone use thing? I'm assuming they do, right? They're probably gonna have one post here. Nope, no post. 12 stars. They got the new programming coming in, so that feels fucking sick. Coming up soon. Shit, look at the lineup. Decent, isn't it? So this is the 2025 lineup. Annie McKnight, DJ Heartstrings, Another, Fisher, Worried About Henry, You and Me, curated by Sammy Vergi. Anime is playing. Oh, Anime is playing. That's sold out on the 10th of October. Defected Glitterbox, Jamie Jones, Paradise. Rossi is sold out. Who else is sold out? XXL is sold out. The Hacienda, Barry Can't Swim. Jamie Jones, Black Coffee, H. Shit. Amazing. I ain't mad at that. In the slightest. Let's go through the stories quickly. Anything I missed? I'm buzzing about warehouse session at the concourse in Manchester. Why are you buzzing about that? It's got his top off. First picture got his top off. Fucking hell, Patrick Toping. First picture got your top off, mate. Who's this for, eh? The fellas or the lads? The fellas or the ladies? Or maybe both. Some agree with playing for the festival over the water, Sunset Rooftops in New York, to countless there. I'm buzzing for the warehouse session again. Warehouse season again, and this Saturday I'm back at Concourse in Manchester for the first time in a couple of years. That room's insane and probably my favorite. Okay, I ain't mad at that. That's him playing at Creamfields and some other places too. Big up Patrick Toping, man. Big up Patrick Toping. Or Patrick Top. Is it Toping or Topping? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Is it Toping or Topping? I'm assuming it's Topping. But yeah, big up Patrick Topping. We love to see it. We love to see it. The BBC approached the club for furthering to the venue said it wanted to take club experience to the core. The BBC approached the club for further information about how the night went. Amber's Club in Manchester has been operating no phone policy since opening in December 2024. Similarly, singers and performers are introduced to a phone ban, such as Bob Dylan, who launched a follow policy in his UK tour. Anton Bailey, a DJ and runs Bristol-based drum and bass record label Invicta Audio, said the policy could help younger people who probably haven't been felt the experience such as much as nightlife. They've grown up watching Instagram and reels TikTok. The 25-year-old says of Cheltenham, it's all these short clips of DJs playing. I think it will be a really good concept. Phone bans are powerful effects. The policy is largely influenced by Berlin, in which most of its famous strict door policies, including mysterious section process, spreading narratives, as well as phone bans to enhance the public experience. Research from the University of Bath, King's College and Ferry Universität Berlin, published in March, explored Berlin's approach to creating a powerful cultural scene which gained UNESCO status last year. Dr. Ilyas Danatzis says from the King's College told BBC they found nightclubs having better style policies trigger some sort of self-selection process. It deters the wrong people who are only coming to the clubs to film and take pictures for the consumption of social media such as TikTok and ravers. I think the door picking does that more. I'm going to disagree. I think the door picking self-selects as opposed to the stickers. I think when you hear a club has got door picking policies enacted where it doesn't matter if you bought a ticket or not, if you arrive on a day and your vibe ain't clicking with the door picker, you don't get in. I think that self-selects because the right people come. The people that don't have tickets come with the best behavior. Everyone that gets in is also on their best behavior and thankful they got in because everyone else is kind of getting rejected. I think that's more the case, but I could be wrong. It deters the wrong people from coming in to film the club, such as those so-called TikTok ravers. By having those policies in place, you also make sure you attract the right crowd who are coming there to enjoy the moment, and you deter the ones who might go for the other reasons that might deter the other atmosphere in the end. Yeah, Trezor has an infamous policy because I think you can't even see pictures of Trezor if I'm not mistaken. Right, let's go Trezor Berlin location Instagram. Let's see if we can find that one. Big up Trezor. I'm sure Trezor has that policy too. There's not really many pictures of the inside of the club. People, yeah, you take pictures on the outside, but once you get to the front, they tell you, hey, cover your fucking camera, you fucking cunts. And they're really fucking strict about it too. So big up Trezor. Big up Bloodclot Trezor for doing so. Scroll down a bit, you can see some pictures there, people who recently played. Bada bing, bada boom, tickets and shit. Yeah. All you see is the outside, no inside shit, which is good. You need some of that. You feel me? Look at all these people who play that fucking Trezor. You love to see it. You fucking love to see it, don't you? Who's this Toniba? She got some pictures inside. But yeah, I'm all for it, man, because I've got even I don't usually take many clips in clubs, but when I do take them, I don't remember to post them anywhere, you know? Literally don't even remember to post them anywhere. They just sit on my phone, taking up space, and then when I get the warning that my phone storage is all taken up, I go through all the fucking recordings and I just delete them. So it's a bit useless, you know? It's a bit useless recording of those things. It's a bit useless recording of those things. But again, what do I know? Nothing. Let's go back to the article. It says Dr. Tim Hill from the University of Bath said that banning filming in clubs is a really simple policy. The power of banning a phone intensifies the experience that people really want because these moments are deep emotional synchronicity or synchrony, and climax require people to get on the same page. It requires them to be synchronized in emotions and behaviors in a large crowd of people, and phones ruin this. Of course, 100%. They create that block. That's why I'm also a big fan of not exchanging digits and stuff on dance floors or in clubs. I think it's better to just let the moment exist as it is and not fucking try to like chase it later. It can happen sometimes, but I think you're better off maybe bumping into that person that you were in the toilet cubicles with for fucking 2 hours at some other place, and then you exchange details. But I think in the moment, you should just enjoy it as it is, you know? They provide temporary moments of self-centered escape, it says here, and they prevent that shared experience from intensifying and climaxing over the course of the evening. But yo, this Dr. Tim Hill is a bit freaky, isn't it? Man's mentioning climax in mad times, isn't it? Big up Dr. Tim Hill. Freaky ball. Dr. Donatis added the policies might also have a way of making nightclubs more attractive, endearing, and getting more people into doors. He said a very big question for the club owners needs to ask themselves is what type of crowd they would like to have. Is it a performative crowd? Or is it they take pictures for the consumption of social media? Or is it people who are actually living in the moment and would be interact with other people, more authentic experience? Man, I feel bad for club owners, man. It must be hard because everyone wants to know the pictures on the dance floor. You want to run a club, you want to make money, you want to put money in the fucking till, make sure people are buying tickets, and they're telling you to have no pictures. It's like, bruh, I need to promote this shit, you know? And some of us, myself included, you get gassed or you get you know, inspired to go places because of people taking pictures and videos, you know? And now they're telling you don't take pictures and videos. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So big up the owners, big up the owners, big up the owners.